Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimai Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Saishwaraya Vidmahe Satyadevaya Dhimahi Tanno Sarva Prachodayat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We are all designed and we are created for a mission in life. Everybody should understand this very, very well. Because the mission that we have come for has to be understood by constant integrated awareness to being in Swami, seeing Swami in each and everything, because Swami is one and all in one. We are just I, and that I is Swami. It's a beautiful journey with Swami. It started before my birth because my Nanaji used to be in Ratnagiri. He stays there. And he was an ardent devotee of Swami. Then I think it was in 1950s that my Nanaji used to come to Puttaparthi. He used to be with Swami for months, and Swami used to have beautiful conversations with them, give them messages, and that came back to the family. And it was before my birth that Swami is in our lives, and we all love Swami, and Swami is our existence. Swami is our breath, and Swami is everything. It starts with in 1971 that Swami came to Ratnagiri in a chartered flight just for my grandfather, Ramdas Shirke. So there was a beautiful program kept for Swami, and there is a bhajan hall also there that was inaugurated by Swami. Swami was in the house, and Swami stayed back for a day, entire day. There, my grandmother, she had a kidney stone. So Swami materialized Vibhuti to her. He gave her Vibhuti, and we have seen a miracle. I was just 9 years old then, and the kidney stone just disappeared. And many other miracles, I was just watching Swami, and I used to run behind Swami. And when I was running behind Swami, I just stopped Swami and I said, Swami, Vibhuti. So Swami immediately materialized Vibhuti for me and gave it to me. And I had the first glance of God. And I do not know, the glance Swami gave me was like, divinity. And I was just 9 years old, but I could understand what was happening to me. And I kept on looking at Swami, and the journey with Swami started. When I was in the 8th standard, my mother started doing Sai Satcharitra, and Swami came as Shirdi Baba to Sathya Sahib. And then she started, she called me and she said, there is Shirdi Baba, he was in Shirdi, and if you speak to Baba, Baba is going to listen to everything. So I started, immediately it hit my soul, that moment in the 8th standard when I was just 13 years old. And then I started praying to Baba as if Baba is like, like my father, like my mother, like everything, every relation. And I started speaking to Baba. And I saw I cannot call it a miracle in my life. Because every time since a child, I have experienced love, compassion, and everything. And everything was very miraculous in my life. Like when I was a child, I used to sit alone in one room, in a dark room, and my mother used to say, don't you feel scared to sit in a dark room? I said, no, I can see things. Like, I never hit anybody, I never spoke anything bad. And then Baba came into my life due to my mother, and I thank my mother for it. And then later on, literally she used to fast on Thursdays, and twice, thrice, it was Baba materialized. It was Swami who came as Shirdi Baba. He blessed my wedding also, because during my wedding, there was a sadhu, and he used to come. He was around 6.5 feet tall. And he used to come for 8 days, and he used to call me, bless me, and said, I am sent to bless the girl. And I used to sit, and nobody saw him, but my mother used to call me, and I had to do the namaskaram. And then after that, he used to have a little bit of milk, and he used to leave. When I got married, next day, after the marriage, my mother, she had asked the sadhu, कि महाराज जी आप कहाँ रहते हो? तो महाराज जी ने कहा कि मैं मारुति मंदिर, हनुमान मंदिर में रहता हूँ. तो गाँव था ना, तो we used to be there, and we used to go to the mandir there. So next day when she asked the people in the village, she says कि कोई साधु रहता था क्या? Any sadhu staying in the Hanuman Mandir? So they says, we have not seen any sadhu. So I don't know, it was Swami again who was protecting the entire thing, and everything went like effortlessly, and that is it. And this is what Swami is. I came after I left, my father passed away, because my father's body was right in front of me and I was crying a lot because my father was everything for me. And then suddenly I hear a clear voice saying, I was in the form of your father, and now you have to come to Puttaparthi because I will take care of you. And then on the 22nd day after my father passed away, I came to Puttaparthi to Swami, and since then my entire existence changed. I do not have words to speak about Bhagawan and the transformation that he has created into my existence. Like my husband, Swami, one day during one of the interviews, Swami says, you have to take responsibility of Maharashtra. So my husband says, how, Swami? So he says, I'll make you a minister. And then he became a minister after that. And then every time he used to come to Swami, he was a finance minister at a very, very young age. Yeah, youngest finance minister for 11 years. And then every budget, he used to come to Swami, and then he used to seek Swami's blessings, and Swami used to guide him about the entire finances of Maharashtra. They give him some instructions, and he used to be, he was immensely blessed by Swami. And then, like, he used to follow everything. And Swami says, do you know one thing? I present the finances, the budget. And we have that faith because it was to go, it was like, I do not have any words. Though I started coming to Puttaparthi after my father passed away. And then one day he asked me, uh, why do you go to Puttaparthi? I said, I go to Swami. So I said, I love Swami, I have faith in Swami, and Swami is my existence. So I said, I want to check. So he came all the way to Puttaparthi to see Swami. And then, we are like small children. We want some challenges and we are testing the Lord. So he wrote a letter, and then he says, if Swami comes to me and picks up my letter, then I will allow you to come to Puttaparthi. So I kept on praying to Swami, so Swami, Swami, Swami. So please, please, I said, Swami, do something. So he took the letter, he was sitting at the back. And then Swami, during the darshan, he walked straight to him and he says, De do. And he took the letter. So my husband comes back again and he says, this might be a coincidence. Tomorrow again I'm going to write a letter in the morning. So he wrote a letter. Swami the next day again goes to him and he says, are you testing me? Give the letter. And that day, my husband, he just bowed at Swami's feet and he surrendered. Swami, the greatest miracle that I would speak about is in 2001, Swami kept on calling me for interviews, and he materialized kumkum for me. And then he says, I am going to take care of this. He always used to do this to me and apply it on, he said, Fridays. And I kept on thinking, why is Swami giving me kumkum? And why is Swami asking me? Why is Swami telling me all the time that I am going to take care of, I'm going to take care of you, I'm going to take care of your lives? And in 2001, I had come before my Shivratri. I was sitting and Swami called me for an interview. And then Swami asked me seriously, he says, when are you leaving? I said, Swami, I'm leaving on 25th. So that was around 21st or something. And so Swami says, no. And I felt Swami very sad that time. And then he says, husband kahan hai? So I said, Swami, he's not come. So he says, usko bolo, Swami bahut yaad karta hai. And immediately I went I just called my husband up. I said, Swami is calling you, please do come. Because I think that is very essential. And then he left his work and he came to Puttaparthi. He was there for Shivratri. Next day, it was a very busy Shivratri. So he found Swami very busy. And that every time he left, we always took Swami's permission before we left Puttaparthi. So that day, he felt that he should not disturb Swami because Swami is very busy. And he went to Shanti Bhavan and he left to catch a flight from Bangalore to Mumbai. And in between, there was a very, very big accident where both his femur bones were broken. And just before the Shivratri, Swami had called us for an interview. And that interview, Swami gave him a watch. And then he says, Purana nikal do or naya dalo. And I kept on looking at Swami, and Swami seriously looked at me. And in my mind, I said, Swami, are you giving him time? So Swami just looked at me and I knew something was wrong. And in between Puttaparthi and Bangalore, there was a very, very big accident. And just before he passed out, means I think he was no more. And he saw a white image coming towards him, and Swami just took away the watch, and then we went to Malya hospital. He got admitted, and when I was here sitting for darshan, that moment Swami came very early that day, and he just stood and looked at me very seriously. And the moment he went ahead, I felt like crying and shouting. And I just got up and I went to Shanti Bhavan. So there was a man standing there, and he said, "Saap ka accident ho gaya aur saap ka pair toot gaya." I did not cry because I knew the entire year Swami was telling me that I'm going to take care. I just sat on the chair. I just closed my eyes and prayed to Swami, and I said, "Swami, there should be no complications. It is according to the karma that you said that we go through all this, but please take care." And after that, without disturbing Swami, I left for Bangalore, and I saw my husband all in blood, but he was not scared at all. He was taking care of his bodyguard, he was taking care of his driver. And then I just sat with him the entire night saying Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram. And I've never seen a patient so seriously, dangerously. Like, he came out of, he was given life by Swami. And coming out of all this, and then in 6 months' time, he was absolutely fine. And then Swami promised me that he says, "Wo chalega nahi, wo daudega." So you can't make out today that he had such a big accident. Being here and called by Swami is very, very important. So we stayed at Dharmavaram. And when we used to have darshan, so Swami always, I used to sit at the back, I used to see Swami, and I used to feel very, very happy, all of us, because we could see Swami. And then with the moment the car used to go to Dharmavaram, we could, the vibhuti, the fragrance of vibhuti used to fill up the entire room, entire car. And then we used to go to Dharmavaram and come there. And once, like, I was sitting with my sister in the car, and she said, when we say Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Swami appears. So I said, let me test. So I started chanting Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram, and suddenly the car stopped. And then the driver says, "See what is there in the front." And there was a big cobra who was golden in color. It was around 12 feet tall, standing from the road up. And his hood was like this, looking towards the car. And then immediately I said, "Swami, Swami, Swami." And then, like, suddenly a thought came to my mind, and the cobra just dropped like this on the road, came towards the place where I was sitting, the direction, and then he stood up again. And then, like, I was not scared. I said, "Swami, thank you very much." And that was a beautiful thing. And there are lots, like, infinite. For the first time, when Swami called me for an interview, it would say it is an interview where it is absolutely where, if we are aware, we understand that Swami has a mission. We are designed, we are created for that mission. I always kept that in mind. And I always felt after many, many yugas, when we do our yoga and we do meditation, we get the glimpse of the Lord. And after every interview, I felt, okay, again I have to start from square one for that to have a second glance of Bhagawan. So the first interview was very beautiful. The moment Swami saw me, he said some very beautiful things to me, and I just came and touched Swami's feet and said, "Swami, aap Bhagawan ho, and there is nothing now left that I have not seen God, and I know you have designed and created me, and my existence is yours, Swami. I surrender at your feet." Swami was very happy. Swami said, "What do you want?" So I said, "Swami, I want you." So Swami says, "Kyun?" So, "Swami, aap Bhagwan ho." And I said, "If I have you, Swami, I have everything in life, because everything you have created, you are the creator." And then Swami says, very happy, very happy. He materialized a chain for me. But that is, that is not about materialization. That is not about miracles that I call. It was only a great responsibility that Swami had Abhayasta on the pendant, and he put it in my neck, and then he put his hands on my head, and he chanted mantras for 20 minutes. And then I said, Swami, whatever command, it is half of me. So it is not 1 plus 1 is not 2. 1 plus 1 is always, it is the creator, Swami, and he manifests himself as I am. So when we realize that I am itself is Swami, and it is different, it is not about caste, creed, or religion. It is only about oneness and whole and being in that absolute consciousness that is Swami. And that I realized the moment I had a glimpse of Bhagawan, and I realized everything is Swami, and there is nothing called Shailaja or nothing called Patil. It is nothing at all. Swami always said once, he says, you don't fall in love, you have to rise in love. And he says, love all and serve all. That means you have to see your own reflection like you see it in the mirror. And you have to see yourself as, everybody as yourself. So that self itself is, when you understand that there is only one self, and that self is our own reflection. And wherever like we fall short of wisdom, the person that is right to give us wisdom comes in front of us, and the entire creation is made like this. Swami has always been a guru, a teacher, a guardian, and every relation is Swami. But as a guru and as a teacher, Swami was very strict with me, because Swami kept on telling me, you will never leave your goodness. Even if somebody you find says something to you, choose your words, choose your thoughts, and always be in awareness, because that is exactly how life is about. Because everything is energy. Energy, when manifested as matter, Swami manifesting as matter, is absolutely consciousness, and that consciousness, in that consciousness, we have to realize, and I have realized, and I realize, and I keep on realizing and remembering, and Swami reminds me that I have always to be be good to everybody, love everybody, and follow all his sayings and teachings, like love all, serve all, hurt never, help ever. Like, Swami used to say, Swami always said, ki life is a game, play it. So what is that game? Game is nothing but your responsibility. Like in Bhagavad Gita, they are like, Swami said very shortly one day, he says, there are only four things that you have to remember. He says there is Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Raj Yoga. So he says, what is Karma Yoga? So I said, yes, Swami, what is Karma Yoga? So Swami says, it is your responsibility. Being in every relation, you have to be 100%. Like as a mother, 100%. Like every relation that you have with the world has to be 100%. That is Karma Yoga. Early in the morning when you get up, it is your birthday, because I give you one more chance to understand and be in awareness. That you are the consciousness, you are one with me. That you have to understand every day is going to be a birthday. That is, you have to be born anew, like a newborn, innocent, but that innocence has to be like a child, divinity always 24/7, and being aware of the consciousness. Then he said, choose. That is the Karma Yoga. You have to choose your work. You have to choose whatever you are. You have to accept what you are today. And then just keep on smiling. Just be very happy about it. And let me design, because if you have faith in me, I will carry you forward. And then he says, Jnana Yoga, you have to choose what you are doing. If it is something that is of low frequency, bad, just leave it. If it is of a high frequency, where you find me in, around, and everywhere, then that is what you have to do in life. Do it with bhakti. Karmane vadikarasya na phaleshu kadachana. Do not go after the fruits at all. And then I take you to the Raj Yoga. That is union with me. And in one of the interviews, Swami says, happiness is union with God. And you always have to be happy, because whatever is going to happen in your life is happening for your good. That we all have to understand in life. You can't count your breaths. You can't count Swami's existence, because everything is a miracle. The creation is a miracle. Everything around you is a miracle. I sitting here is Swami's grace, because I used to go from here many, many years back, and I wanted to speak, I wanted to speak in front of Swami, but Swami says, first, you have to study and you have to have all that wisdom. And every time, one day, during one of the interviews, I never spoke much with Swami, but I had the guts, a little bit of guts, and I said, Swami, what constructive. Before I completed my sentence, Swami says, construction के बारे में बात कर रहे हो? So he says, no construction. I want a small house right in your heart. And then he says, Lakshmi ka jaisa sach ke baitho. Now Lakshmi is wisdom. So he says you have to be, your seat should be like, full of wisdom. Then you can sit in front of me and then you can go to this, whatever you feel like, because until we are capable of facing the Lord, it is now today, I do not know, but 100%, and it is beyond any percentage, that it is Swami who is speaking through me. The moment you become aware of everything, everything becomes you. Everything becomes I. Everything becomes Swami. So like when Swami in 2002, I was very, very sure that Swami is going to give me the Hiranyagarbha. Lingam, yeah, Swarna Lingam. So I told my mother-in-law, so I have to get prepared. So she says, why? And my mother was also there. So she says, I'm going to Puttaparthi every time I go for Shivratri. So this time I know Swami, so because Swami has promised me that he's going to be with me 24/7. And like, my mother-in-law and my mother, they prepared the entire thing, and the Bilva Patra and the Bhasma and everything. And I was all set and ready. And I came for Shivratri. Swami, the Lingodbhava was done. And next day, Swami called me inside. And before giving the Shivlingam, if you hear that discourse, you should hear it very carefully. Because then Swami asked me the first question, says, Mera discourse suna? I said, हाँ Swami. So गौर से सुनो. I said, हाँ Swami. तो Swami said, बहुत कोलाहल हो जाएगा, बाद में सब शांत. So after this, what I told about leaving the house and leaving everything, and he says luxuries are not about matter or doing anything. You have to be on a very good mission of being a good human being for mankind, helping each other and doing your responsibilities as being in sansar, not going to the Himalayas, not going into the caves and doing the sadhana. It is sadhana is sadhya karne in Marathi. So it is, you have to, there should be an acceptance, and you have to realize that you are one with the Lord. One day I was sitting with Swami and I said, Swami, can you please take my children in your school? So Swami said, school mein nahi, college mein lunga. So the college was not coming up, and no topic of Swami for my children to come in the college. And then my husband said, we are taking admission in HR college in Mumbai. So like I was very sad that my sons are not going to Swami's college. My sons are not going to Swami's college, because seeing Swami's students and everything, I always felt that they should be a replica, but they are. And I went to HR college and I went to the principal's cabin, and the greatest miracle I saw was Swami's photo was on her table, and she tells me, do you know, she said, Shailaja, we have a bhajan starting from Thursday, and HR college has Swami's photograph, and that day I knew that the entire world belongs to Swami, and my children were are in the hands of Swami. My mother-in-law had cancer, and I just went through her hemoglobin, and I said, it's just 6, so we have to go to the doctor. And then I took her to the doctor, and he says, we have to do the endoscopy. So they did the endoscopy, and then they said there is something wrong. And she was admitted in Bridge Candy Hospital. And then she was operated well, and Swami was in Kodaikanal. After her chemos, we went to Kodaikanal. Swami gave her a mango. And Swami said, आप भूल जाओ आपको कुछ हुआ था. Cancer cancelled. And she lived till the age of 95. And my brother, my elder brother, he had 9 blockages in the heart, and his 30% of his heart was working. And I kept on giving him Swami Vibhuti and Shivlingam Pani, water. And after that, he got operated into Ruby Hospital, and the doctors were shocked because they said, how are you alive? And he said, just because Shailaja, my sister, she has, Swami had given him a ring also. And then he has immense faith. all my brothers, sisters, my mother, everybody in the family. And then he had those 9 blocks, and today he's fine. When I was 8.5 months pregnant, during my younger son, then we had gone to Kohina Nagar. And my husband was driving the car, and I was sitting very close. I was sitting next to him with my son, elder son was 3 years old. And then suddenly I heard Swami's voice, and Swami says, give the elder one at the back. And I gave him in the back car. And after 5-10 minutes, Swami put my leg somewhere, it got stuck. And he told me, handle pakdo. I caught hold of the handle and I saw a big stone right in front of the car. I looked at the right. My husband is sleeping on the steering and the car started rolling down. And when I said, my baby, bar, 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 so I saw my stomach was, flat, no baby inside. And the car went rolling down, it's going down. I do not know where it was going. And suddenly it stood on the wheels. Huh? And the car is absolutely all right. And I see that my stomach is flat. I said, I've lost my baby. And suddenly it started coming front. I said, it's just moving like this. And the baby is moving inside. That is the greatest miracle. That is my younger son. No, for 11 years previously, I used to keep on writing beautiful letters to Swami. Swami, you're going to come. And Swami used to look at me. मैं भूला नहीं, मैं तुम्हारे घर चपाती खाने आऊँगा. So I used to keep on writing letters. He used to just keep the letters and keep it with him. For 11 years, I kept on waiting. And then it was in 2009 that Swami decided to come to Hadshi and Mumbai. So I made all arrangements for Swami. I says, my God is coming, my God is coming. The entire house and then, the entire atmosphere was very, very, very happy. At the same time, he asked me to come to Hadshi also. That means I went to Hadshi and then Swami says, you're not going to sit in the VIPs. You will sit in where everybody devotees sit. You're not going to use any protocol of a VIP. So I was amongst, like that is where it started basically. And I was sitting and I was enjoying. And my husband was sitting in the near Swami there. But I was enjoying. And then Swami says, now, Abhi, you have to go back to Mumbai and make arrangements. And everybody were like very puzzled that Swami has no plans to come to my house. And everything is all said and done. So, Ramesh Savanji from, I'm very close to him. I told you that is a fatherly figure for me. Great respects. And then he said, Shailaja, says, there is no plan for Swami coming. Swami is leaving. So I says, no, Swami is coming. Swami will not go without because he's promised me he's going to come. And that I still remember, he told me, Swami in the morning in the meeting, he called everybody. He says, cancel the flight. I'm going to our house. And then Swami stayed back for a day and came to my house and stayed there for 3 hours. Swami, this is your house, everything here is yours, and you please enjoy. And Swami is looking at the candles, Swami is looking at the diyas, Swami is looking at the flowers, Swami is enjoying his meal. And I've never seen Swami eat because I was feeding Swami, I put my hand right into his plate. I said, Swami, khao. तो स्वामी says, बहुत तुम्हारा हाथ बहुत बड़ा है, बहुत खिलाती हो स्वामी को. I said, स्वामी मेरे लिए खाओ. So Swami had his food and Swami was very happy. And then the best part was, it was not an interview, but it was the best thing that the message that Swami gave me. He said, बच्चों को बहुत अच्छे संस्कार दिए हैं, अभी थोड़े बाकी है, बाद में सब खत्म. I'll tell you one of the interviews of Swami. I was sitting in the interview room and Swami asked me a question and there were a lot of people sitting there. And then I said, हाँ Swami. I have a habit of saying this because continuously I can hear Swami and I said, हाँ Swami, हाँ Swami, हाँ Swami. So Swami asked me a question and I says, हाँ Swami. So Swami says, हाँ Swami, हाँ Swami. So everybody started laughing. So Swami became very serious and he said, हाँ Swami, हाँ Swami, हाँ, हाँ, हाँ. That is why I keep on listening to you because you follow my commands. And I can hear Swami very clearly and he writes down. And there is no night because Swami says, तुम्हारे लिए सब ब्रह्म मुहूर्त है and you have to keep awake. You have not come down to sleep. During 2019, there was a huge flood in our constituency and it was like an ocean. It was huge and animals were in danger and people were in danger and they had to leave the house because the river level was coming up. And my husband called me up and then said, he made me sit And he says, how can we help people? I said, I can do Narayan Seva because I see Swami as everybody and I feel very sad because people really are in danger and people left their houses with confidence. And then Swami made me cook and I started cooking. And the first thing I did was, I put everything in front of Swami. And then Swami told me that first you have to fulfill the Mother Earth. And then he made me dig with the JCP. And then all the entire food was first given to the earth with the water, with the puja and everything. And then I started distributing food and it was like, lakhs of people. Around 3 lakhs people, the food was going every morning and every evening. And there was endless, means the food was not stopping, nothing. And then it was like in 2019 and 2021 and the people stuck on the roads and in the cars, being a millionaires and being in lakhs, there was no use because they were all stuck in the car. So Swami says, go with them. I took all the children from the schools and the colleges to teach them like what we learn here in as Swami students. And then everybody was very sad. And from that day, I have seen that doing this Narayan Seva in the constituency, everybody now has started knowing Swami. And when they come in front of me, everybody greets me as Sai Ram and their Swami's photograph. And I have taught them the values and the virtues because I counsel the children in the Rajaram Bapu Institute of Technology where I teach them what Swami has taught. And that has really helped a lot. Swami was guiding me to help each and everybody. And there was one of the things that I used to take all the children and the people and who used to work with me. And I used to say, look at what we are. We are very happy, but look at yourself who has just nothing left. The floods have just taken away everything. And then I was once taking a round in one of the schools and I looked at everybody and asking them, are you happy? Are you getting food? Are you warm? Do you want blankets? And I was distributing blankets and everything. And so I just went some 4-5 steps ahead and Swami just said, Ki, piche jao, go back. And there's one child on the mother's lap and that child is in danger. So I went and Swami says, now touch the baby. I touched the baby and the baby was very cold. I think in a few minutes, it was a very dangerous state, basically. And then I took the baby, the mother, her mother, I took them home, I gave them cradle and whatever. Then he said, she is your daughter, that is your grandchild, and you have to take proper care of them. And then I just, with Swami's commands, I took care of them and I still keep on doing because I feel when I see something, Swami says, when you see something with your eyes, and if you feel that you can help, you should always help. We all are instruments of Swami. So we are all one. So we have to be all one. The world has to be one. They should be with that. It is called a collective consciousness. So I want everyone to listen to Swami, to come to Puttaparthi, see Swami, what Swami has done, listen to all the teachings, listen to the experiences of everybody, and upgrade ourselves and learn from each other. I am 100% sure that everybody is going to be very, very much at peace, stress-free, no doctors, no medications, and nothing. Because stress and everything has literally we go through all these material things in life and thinking about, and Swami always says there is no past. And I tell everybody, whomever I meet, because in Swami tells me, tell them, advise them, look at the back. Is there a past? No past. Can you see in the front the future? No. So there is a now. So in the now, you have to take up your responsibilities and do them 100%. So everybody should love Swami. Their faith should be very strong. You should be one-pointed, steadfast, and that will create miracles for everybody's life. Om Shri Sai Ram.